On average, how much TV do you watch every day? Most likely your answer was higher than what should be watched every day. I can even admit to watching more TV than I really should be. Watching too much TV can really affect a person's health in a various amount of different ways. An average American spends at least 34 hours watching TV every week, which is over an entire day of the 7 days they have throughout the week. So throughout this speech, I'll be covering how unhealthy TV can be for a person and the positive effects it can have on someone and the negative effects it can have on someone. Watching a lot of TV can really be unhealthy for a person, but many people don't even realize the damage they're causing to themselves. Too much TV can cause major health problems such as type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and premature death. Every hour that you spend in front of the TV can increase your chance of getting type 2 diabetes by 3.4%. It was found that sitting in front of the TV increases your weight, which increases your chance of developing type 2 diabetes. Sitting down for long periods of time has an unhealthy influence on their blood sugars and blood fats, which can both affect your heart and how it functions. So just by these few examples as to how sitting in front of a TV can affect your health, that all can affect your death and how early you die. By simply just cutting back on the amount of TV that you watch on a regular basis, you could reduce the risks of causing these major health problems. Not only are those health issues the only issues you can get from watching too much TV, but you can also be more prone to developing asthma. Also, it was found that loneliness and depression are both linked to watching a lot of TV. TV can exclude you from the people around you in the outside world and make you feel lonelier just from that. Another disorder that can be caused from watching a lot of TV is antisocial personality disorder. By locking yourself in a house or room all the time and watching TV, you are avoiding people and not interacting with them. And that can cause it to be harder when you do have to interact with people around you. One other health issue that I'm going to mention, out of many more that I did not cover, is that if you are up all night binge watching your favorite Netflix show or movie, the amount of sleep that you get every night decreases, which makes you very tired and not able to function like you should the day after, which most likely almost everyone has experienced sometime in their life. So clearly, watching too much TV can really affect your health both mentally and physically. Just by reducing the amount of TV you watch every day, that could impact your health greatly. Many people don't think about genetics when they think about the amount of TV they watch. The way someone grew up can affect how someone is acting in their life now. For example, if someone grew up with a family that watched a lot of TV instead of going outside and doing other activities, that is what that person knows best, is sitting in front of a screen. People are raised in many different types of areas, ways, and surroundings, and all of that is a large factor into how they grow up and the things they do when they're an adult. Another example is if a family prefers to eat dinner in the living room every night instead of eating around a table, they will all be more prone to watching TV more often. Just by doing the simple things as a family, it can help in preventing the major health risks it can cause to everyone in the family. Will be able to even have better relationships and connect more if they aren't in front of a TV every time they get a chance to talk. Many of the things that a person grew up doing are going to have their kids doing the same thing and teaching them what they learned, which just causes for a chain reaction. So by simply changing some of the daily routines that you or your family have, it can help everyone in the future. Now, after looking at some of the major health risks that are involved with watching too much TV and some genetic factors, I'm going to cover some of the other negative effects that it can have on a person. If you sit there a lot of the day watching TV, you may become bored and hungry and eat more than you would if you weren't watching TV. Now, if you do this daily, you may become overweight. Not only do you have a better chance of becoming overweight by watching too much TV, it also increases your eye strain since you are focusing on the same screen for hours at a time. Having eye strain may increase eye irritation, dryness, fatigue, or blurred vision. A high amount of eye strain to someone's eyes can even increase a chance at long-term damage to their retina. Not only can TV cause damage to your eyes, but also to your behavior and how you act towards other people. If you watch a lot of movies or TV shows that show violent or aggressive behavior, you may be more prone to acting out some of the behaviors that you watched. It was found that watching violent or aggressive TV shows can increase the amount of aggressive behavior someone has. Violent video games are also something that was found to increase the amount of aggressive behavior in a person. So not only can watching too much TV impact your health in a negative way, but it can also affect the way that you act when you're not watching it, just by being a bad influence. A factor that many people don't think of when they're watching TV is the amount of money TV is. TVs themselves are very expensive, plus all the electricity that you are using to watch it, the amount of money that you spend on renting movies or buying them, your subscriptions to Netflix, Hulu, or other programs all adds up fast, which many people don't think about the small costs that really add up into one major big cost. If you completely cut out watching TV, that would be a way to save a large amount of money. One last negative effect that I'm going to cover about watching TV is that it can increase the chance of ADHD in children. After a study was conducted comparing two children, one child who didn't watch any TV during the day to the other child who just watched a few hours of TV a day, they found out that even just those few hours that the child spent in front of the TV, they had an increased chance at developing ADHD compared to the child who didn't watch any TV during the day. There's a better chance of developing ADHD from genetics, but also being able to develop through the amount of TV watched is a major controversy and something people are currently looking into. Overall, after going through many of the negatives about TV and how unhealthy and how much of an impact it can have on your life, I'm going to go over next some of the positives that it can have on a person and how it can even help to improve their life. Watching TV isn't all that bad. Just watching too much can do major damage to someone. But throughout this next section, I'll be explaining and giving examples as to how TV can make a positive impact on someone's life. To start, by watching TV such as the news, it can increase your knowledge of incidents and worldwide events that are happening. Not only can it just increase your knowledge on worldwide events that are happening, but also just your overall knowledge in general. For example, I have watched many TV shows or movies that introduce me to new words, new phrases, new places, and many other things. All of that has helped in increasing my overall knowledge of the world and different ways it works and what it looks like. Also, if you expose your children to educational shows, it will help in increasing their knowledge too and distract them for a while, which is always good for the parents. TV is an overall very entertaining thing to do when bored or when you just want to relax. It is a popular pastime and helps when you get home from work or school to relieve some of the stress you've been through throughout the day. Even though there are many negatives with watching TV, there's also quite a few positives about it, which helps in explaining exactly why so many people love to do this as a pastime. Clearly, watching TV can really affect a person's health in both negative and positive ways. After discussing all the positives and the negatives that watching TV can cause, maybe you now will take into consideration the amount of TV you watch every day. Many people don't think some of the genetic factors that can be caused by watching TV or the amount of money that it can cost someone, but those are also very relevant when thinking about the negatives of TV. TV isn't always a bad thing. It is great for entertaining others and just a good way to relax and have as a pastime. Overall, from now on, keep track of the amount of TV you're watching and remember how much it can affect your health. Do you really want to spend a lot of your life sitting in front of a TV screen when you could be out enjoying the world and making memories? Most likely not. So just keep down the number of hours you spend in front of the TV every day and go out into the world and make memories that you can't make sitting in front of a screen.